Hi, this is Sibila Extreme Vocal and how to scream like Vessel from Sleep Token.
Take me back to Eden! Take me back to Eden!
In the beginning, it's important to mention that Vessel screams are something else than just fry scream or false chord. They seem to be more like hybrid screams because his mid, mid-low and lower vocals contain too much false vocal folds activity to call them fry screams, but at the same time his mid-high and high screams contain too much fry scream to call them false chords. So his style seems to be kind of suspended between these two techniques, and he's changing the proportions between them depending on the pitch, the intensity level or emotional expression. And in this short video I will show you how to achieve a similar screaming style step by step. Alright, let's go! You need to combine three elements. The first of them is distortion.
Yeah!
It enriches the sound with an extra boost of grit and lower frequencies, which makes vocals sound sharper and more massive, more brutal. The second element is vocal break.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Perfect for filling your vocals with emotions, especially grief, sadness or anger, which is a very characteristic element of screams in Sleep Token. And the third, the most important but also the most difficult element to master is fry scream.
Yeah! Whoa! Wow!
Fry scream is responsible for the presence of higher frequencies, which makes vocals sound more piercing and more wet. Let's start with the first element, distortion. We aim towards the upper part of the larynx. You will feel there a gentle narrowing and small rumble from the upper part of the larynx. The sound will move towards your soft palate. You will also feel a delicate narrowing between the soft palate and the back of the tongue, and from there the sound will move towards your upper front teeth, a bit like a C shape. And the easiest sounds to activate distortion include making irritated grunts like imitating James Hetfield, yeah, ooh, imitating driller sounds like For some of my students, imitating pirate sounds also does a job. It's something like arr. While practicing distortion, it's good to smile and expose your upper teeth, a bit like you wanted to bite something. Yeah. While practicing distortion, it's also very helpful to use a bit more energy, to engage a bit more into producing these sounds. This will not only make you sound better, but you will also engage your false vocal folds much more precisely and avoid unnecessary constrictions inside of your throat. For some people it's quite easy to unlock vocal distortion, but in case if the sounds that I presented didn't work for you, check out a much more detailed tutorial with a bit different approach. It should appear somewhere up here. Alright, and now the second element, vocal break. Vocal break is simply a rapid switch between the lower and the upper register, or the upper and the lower register, usually chest voice and falsetto. A basic vocal break can sound like this.
Whoa, it's something like that! This is a broken voice! Yeah!
A bit like vocals in Limp Bizkit or something.
Break stuff! Yeah, something like that!
It may sound stupid and goofy, but a lot of famous metal screamers use vocal breaks in their screams. For instance, Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box, Noah Sebastian from Bad Omens, and Oliver Sykes from Bring Me the Horizon, just to name a few. The easiest ways to find vocal break include crying like a baby, like You can also try to sing gradually higher and higher in a very lazy way and let your voice to give up and crack. It can sound like this. Other ways include making puppy sounds like or switching between falsetto and chest voice or chest voice and falsetto in a gradually faster way. Then it can sound like a combination of a drunk Tarzan and yodeling. Once distortion is easy and you found your vocal break, now it's time to combine these two together. And by doing so, you will achieve 2/3 of Vessel's screams. And the easiest way to combine vocal break and distortion is starting with a crying sound like
yeah,
and then filling your voice with more energy and anger, and also distortion.
Crying, sadness,
and then anger.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Take me back to Eden!
Even without Fry Scream, it sounds quite similar, at least to live versions. Because while listening to Sleep Token, it's very important to compare the studio versions with the live vocals. They are a bit different, mostly because during live shows, Vessel's vocals are less post-processed, and you can hear much more details and nuances in his vocal technique and style. Alright, and now the final element, Fry Scream. There are many different ways to approach Fry Scream. I use over 30 exercises during lessons with my students, and in this video I will show you the simplest and the most effective exercises for beginners. The first of them is about making a high-pitched, creaky, thin noise, a bit like a parrot, a cat, or a frog, something like You can feel it in the area of your soft palate, pretty close to the entrance to your nasal cavity. You will notice there a very thin stream of air and some delicate bubbles. And our job is to gradually increase the pitch of the noise, break the voice, and then add more energy and compression. Make the sound a bit tighter and slightly more aggressive. And it can sound like this. It's a bit as if the parrot or cat were becoming gradually more aggressive and angrier. The closer you get to Fry Scream, the narrower will become the area between your soft palate and the back of your tongue. The narrower will also become the sound. It will feel slightly tighter, much more focused. But it shouldn't feel constricted, as if you were choking up yourself. It shouldn't also be whispery, like It can be quite thin, small, but the texture needs to be right. We need this sharpness, we need this wetness, and those bubbles, and a bit of a cracked voice underneath the raspiness. Another way to unlock Fry Scream is about making a sound of refreshment, a bit like from a fuzzy drink commercial or something. You take a sip of a cold beer during a hot day, and it feels fantastic. And our job is to add a slight punch to it, or try to hold back the air. So instead of it's something more like That's glottal compression, one of the elements creating Fry Scream. Once you have this sound, you can gradually increase its pitch and lead it towards the vocal break. It may feel as if something was coming up your throat and you wanted to throw it up in a smooth, kind of soft way. Moving your tongue as if you wanted to sweep out something out of your mouth can also help you to achieve a better compression and sharper, more wet sound. The third Fry Scream exercise is about starting with glottal compression, this holding it, and then speaking through it gradually higher and higher until the voice cracks. And once it cracks, we need to add a bit more energy, some compression, to make the sound a bit tighter and sharper. And it can sound like this. Whoa, 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 whoa. But don't increase the amount of tension until the voice cracks. If you will start to apply too much tension, too much compression too early before your voice is fully cracked, then you can choke yourself up and constrict your throat, and then it will not work. La 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 la. If you need more exercises for mastering Fry Scream or other extreme vocal techniques, check out the complete guide to extreme vocals. You will find the link in the description of this video. Wow! And now, finally, we can combine the Fry Scream, the vocal break, and the false chord distortion in order to achieve a screaming style of Vessel from Sleep Token. And the easiest way to do it is starting with a crying sound, sadness, grief. Then we add to it more energy, anger, a bit of aggression, distortion, and then we add the Fry Scream on the top of the sound. And it can sound like this. Making an angry face, engaging your lats as if you wanted to squeeze something under your armpits, and gently bending over, tightening the area of your solar plexus can help you to deliver much more supporting energy to the vocals, thanks to which you will sound much more powerful and avoid constricting your throat. Take me back to Eden! Take me back to Eden! You can also start with distortion, then add vocal break and Fry Scream. It can sound like this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Observe what pitch, level of volume and intensity best suit your voice and stick to them during the first days or even weeks of practice. Once you master the core of your vocal range, your screaming range, then you can gradually move up and down and gradually expand it. We can sound totally different. What is important is the comfort level, proper texture of the sound and consistency. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Take me back to Eden! Take me back to Eden! Alright, here we have it, how to scream like Vessel from Sleep Token. I hope that you will find this helpful, and if you need more exercises for mastering various types of extreme vocals, check out the complete guide to extreme vocals. You will find the link in the description of this video. Thank you very much, have a great practice and see you around. Bye!